In this video, we are going to review statistics. So we're going to look at different statistical tools such as histograms, box plots, and dot plots. So let's go ahead and start with the vocabulary. Mean. Mean is the average, and the average can be found by adding all numbers, adding all your data values, add up numbers, and then you divide by the number of numbers, number of values, the number of values in the data set. So divide by the number of values. What is the median? The median, I always say, is the middle number. Middle number. Now, you have to order from least to greatest first, of course. This is just parentheses, order from least to greatest first. The mode. Mode is the most common number. You can have one mode or multiple modes or zero modes. Like, for example, if all the numbers just occur once, you can have just one mode. Or, if multiple numbers occur more than once, you can have more than one mode. If you have all the numbers that just show up once, then you'll have no mode. You can even have all the numbers show up twice, which means that there's also no mode. So as long you want to choose the number that occurs most common, and if there's a tie between two or more numbers, it would be multiple modes. Unless they're all tied together, then no mode. Range is the spread that is the biggest number, or the greatest number, minus smallest number. Greatest number minus smallest number, or least number. Shape. Shape describes describe a graph. So the two things you'll need to know, the two terms you'll hear regarding shape is either it's symmetrical, which is even on both sides, roughly even. And that kind of looks like that if you were to kind of shape a graph. Or it could be skewed, and it could be skewed left or skewed right. So symmetrical or skewed. Symmetrical data has data evenly balanced, data evenly spread along or around the median, the center, the median or mean. Whereas if you look at skewed data, which is, this is skewed data. This one seems to lean to the right, but you would say this is skewed left, which is kind of weird. It seems like it'd be the opposite. But you call it skewed left because like the tail is skewed, or you can imagine like a skewer, which is like a sharp pointy stick. Skewering it, so it's like sharpening stick to the left side, I guess. Which means this one, the tail is on the right side, which means it's skewed right. Skewed right. All right, so that's the vocab. Let's go to the histogram. What is a histogram? It's a histogram. Well, it's a histogram, of course it is. It's used when data is grouped into ranges. Data is grouped into ranges. It displays a frequency of continuous data. So for example, different data it may show is like the age of people. For example, adult soccer league ages. This is a group of 10 to 19, or 20 to 29, or 30 to 39, 40 to 49. Now, this is different from a regular bar graph or a dot plot, because in a regular bar graph, it would just say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So each age would have its own bar. But in this histogram, the bars show a group of ages. Other things besides ages, really common is time. So for example, do you watch TV between 0 and 15 minutes a day, or 15 to 30, 30 to 45? You've also got height, sometimes weight or height. are good examples. There are lots of things you can do histograms with. Box plots. Box plots are used to show the spread and the distribution in a set of data. So spread and distribution. So, for example, we have this and this. This is called the minimum. This is called the maximum right here. You also have this section right here. Actually, I'll change the color for that one. Let's use green. This one, and you've got the dead center. Let's use red for that one. This is called the median. Median is the middle, also known as the second quartile. Well, what are those green lines? Well, this is called the lower quartile. Lower quartile, I'm just going to put lower Q, also known as the first quartile. And this other one right over here, this one right here, is called the upper quartile or third quartile. So oftentimes I'll say first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, minimum, maximum. So what is the interquartile range? It's third Q or upper Q minus lower Q or first quartile. So in this example, the upper quartile seems to be 45 and the lower is 15. So the interquartile range for this is 45 minus 15, which gets us 30. Let's take a look at the regular range. Well, that's just the max minus the minimum. And the max seems to be, the max is 60. The minimum is between 0 and 15. Let's go ahead and say 7.5 maybe. So I'd say 60 minus 7.5, and that gets us, I believe, 52.5. So that's going to be our range. Finally, dot plots. Dot plots are used to display the spread of data. Yeah, let's use green. Spread of data along an axis. So to find the median of this dot plot right here, what you're going to do is just cross off the ends. So cross off one from each side, remember. So 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. It looks like the only ones left is like at the 8. So our median is 8 in this case. And something we should know is what's the shape of the data. We would basically say this data is symmetrical because it doesn't appear to be skewed either on the left or right. It seems mostly pretty evenly spaced. I know it's not exact because, you know, there's like, you know, you've got the peak and then you've got 3 on each side, but you have 2 here, but only 1 here. But still, it's considered symmetrical data, or pretty symmetrical, mostly symmetrical. And that's it. That is our statistics review.